Random question for you, Tiffany. How many IG lives, just off the head, do you think that you've probably done?
Oh my gosh. Probably a few hundred. I've done a few thousand on Facebook, and that's my strategy.
There are 3 ways that you could get onto IG Live, and I have a feeling most people watching only know of one. The first is simply using the Instagram app. But it's like creating any form of content. You hit that plus button, you go right there and actually just start an IG Live there. Did you have any like special strategies and tips and techniques, Tiffany, that you wanted to share in regards to starting it from the Instagram app?
Intention and a purpose. Please don't waste your audience's time. Really ask yourself, what is the intention of this live video? I love that a little bit of prep work ahead of time will give you way more confidence for why you're showing up, because people are not going to stick around unless you are a household celebrity name. The rest of us need to do a little bit of work behind the scenes. I'm talking a little bit of work. So ask yourself, what is the intention of this live? What is the topic? Ask yourself, how am I showing up to serve my audience? What are they going to get out of this? What's the one thing? A lot of us are like, oh, we have to give them 12 tips. No, start with one. A lot of us focus on just the how-to. It's a lot of the how-to this and how-to that, the 3 steps of this and the 3 steps of that. That's really great. Start with that. Make people think, because guess what? You can go on ChatGPT, on any of the thousands of artificial intelligence apps and software out there, and you can learn how to do anything. But this is the power of live video. You get to show a perspective. You get to have an opinion. You don't have to force your opinion. Please don't force your opinions and beliefs on other people, but you can get people, you can agitate them, you can inspire them, you can show them a different perspective of how you do something. Focus on that. Oh my gosh, that's going to make you completely separate from the crowd. We do not want to blend in. You want to be successful?
Stand
do the opposite
out
of what everybody else is doing. If everybody is zigging, you better be zagging. And it's so funny, especially on a platform like Instagram, we all become vanilla. Vanilla doesn't become successful. You gotta be Rocky Road with a whole bunch of chocolate and caramel and a cherry on top. What can you do to amplify your weird factor? Instead of hiding it, amplify it. What can you do that's so different from anybody else?
We're going to go to the second way that you can actually start an Instagram Live. Now, I'm really intrigued in this one, but there is a big con in regards to this one. Another way that you can actually start Instagram Live is by using an actual separate piece of hardware, not your phone. It is this company that's called YOLO Live, and it's called the InStream. Now, they have multiple products, but this one I'm speaking about is called the InStream. It's a device that live streams to Instagram and TikTok. And they are promising that there will be other platforms as well, including Zoom, Facebook, and WhatsApp. And you can even do it simultaneously. Some of the features include you could do multicam. So you can actually connect 2 cameras to it and change which camera scene that you are using on Instagram Live. You could do graphic overlays, like we've seen the lower third, where you can put your name or maybe a certain message. If you're selling a product, you could put the promo code at the bottom of the screen where people could actually type it in. It's really letting you explore different ways of actually engaging the audience visually. The more you're able to engage the audience visually, the longer that they will most likely stay on the screen watching your IG Live. Now, there are some cons. It is a separate piece of hardware. It is not your phone that you could trust. It is a separate piece of hardware. It runs on Android OS. But here's the kicker. It costs $1,200. Now this
I can think of
obviously
a lot of better things to do as a business owner.
Now, this obviously is not for everyone. This is more for professionals and businesses. Now, if you're able to actually create a strong living on IG Live where you probably are sponsored and you have a brand backing you, this might be something that you might want to consider. It might be more of an investment. But when you're actually using something like this to actually put on lower thirds or even overlays, where it could be a commercial for the brand that's maybe featuring you, it makes a little bit more sense to actually consider this type of option. Like I said, the big con, it's over $1,000.
Yeah.
But that is an option. And I say that because I want you guys to think that it's not just all from the phone. IG Live natively, most people actually started from the phone, but there are other options. So that's just one of them. But this leads into the third one, which I'm really excited for, that Tiffany not only has the details, she might have access to.
But this is a brand spanking new feature that Instagram has been, oh my gosh, slowly rolling out since end of November. I got access in December. It is the ability to go live via Instagram from your desktop device. Now, that's not the cool part, even though it's a very cool part. Like, oh my gosh, can we have a moment? Because it is now 2023 and we can finally go live from desktop on Instagram. Because right now with this photo, with our phone, this is like a 2017 situation. Yeah. Like Periscope 2015. All the other platforms, you can hook up like 15 cameras. If you can get super technical, you can do a television quality production if you wanted to. I don't. But the cool thing is that you can go live from your desktop if you have access. So all you have to do is go to your Instagram account, like instagram.com/Coach Glitter, whatever your handle is, from desktop, your computer device. And then look at your account on your profile. On the left-hand side of the menu, you're going to see a button that says create. And then you're going to see that there's a little plus button. And if the plus sign reveals a post or it says live, if you see the words live, that means you have early access to it. And so why do we care about this? Well, number one, you now don't have to go live just from your phone if you don't want to. You have options. I don't know about you, but I like options on my pizza and I like options on my live video, right? So now that you can go live from your desktop, you have more juice. You have more abilities to be able to share graphics. If any of you guys have watched any of my live videos, I did one last week and I repurposed them. They're higher, crisper quality. You have more options with them. And so lower thirds, you can introduce videos, you can play GIFs or GIFs. So you're able to do a lot more with it. And of course, you can hook up a better camera. You can do all of those things if you want to. There's just more options. You can add more toppings to your live video pizza. I don't even know where I came up with that metaphor, but we're going to go with it. And the other beautiful thing with this is that this is the part that I'm most excited. With the ability to go live from Instagram, from the Instagram platform, you have to connect it with a third-party streaming. I use StreamYard. They are a brand endorser, but if it wasn't for that, I would still use StreamYard. I used it way before they, did collaborations with me. I've used Be Live. You can use OBS, which is free. You can use any of the third-party streaming platforms, any of them. What does that allow us to do? We can now multi-stream for the first time finally ever on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch if you're on that. Any social media platform that has an RTMP link, which is all of them. Yeah. Super easy. It's just a code. You can copy a code. Instagram tells you what your code is, and you can then connect your desktop device and you can multi-stream to whatever platforms you want to. And this is important because a lot of us in 2023 and moving on, it's not just about one platform. Yes, I do wholeheartedly believe when you are newer to building a brand in the business that you should have one primary focus because you're learning how to do a whole lot of things at one time. Focus on one primary platform and then have a secondary platform. Once you begin to master that, once you have a content creation workflow, because most of us don't have big teams. I have a big team now, but we all started as a solopreneur wearing every single hat, doing all of the things, and probably working full time doing something else. For those of you, especially who have a 9 to 5 or 8 to 6, these days it's more like that, and you're commuting, you don't have a whole lot of time. So focus on one primary platform, learn it inside it out. Your goal is to master it, get close to mastery, and then have a secondary platform where you repurpose that content. In 2023, we are not creating every single piece of content from scratch. Now we have to step it up. We have to level up to where the market is now.
Preach, Tiffany. You're delivering today. You are delivering it today. I hope you guys are really taking note of everything that we are speaking about. We just hit you guys off with 3 ways for you to jump on Instagram Live. Tiffany spoke about the new feature coming from Instagram, IG Live Producer. It is accessible by a few people in the world. Tiffany happens to be one of them
There's a
who
few
got her
thousand,
hands on it.
I mean, more people have it. I'm always constantly asking my audience who has it now.
Yeah. But I still don't.
Really?
I check every now and again.
No rhyme or reason.
I hope you guys are ready for that feature, and when it unleashes, you guys would take what we just actually spoke about, and like I always say, step your gram up.